Hey there, winos. This is Vince.Wine, and you better believe it is part 2 of Snoop 19 Crimes. Snoop Dogg has come out with his Cali Rosé, and I'm gonna pop the cork on this bad boy on today's Wine Lab. Hey, thanks for joining me. And before we get started today, if you want to be a winoceros, hit subscribe on this channel to become a wino. Today, I'll put out new videos every single Saturday, so be sure to hit the bell icon to stay notified for more great wine content. Okay, so thanks to you winos, I actually got 23K views on my first Snoop Cali Red wine from 19 Crimes. And it comes with a living label that looks like this. Hey Snoop, you think this video is gonna get 1,000 likes?
I believed in myself when the world tried to train a dog not to. Gotta thank myself for that. I already did, but I'ma do it again.
Word. Well, today I have you winos to thank once again for introducing me to Cali Rosé. Alright, so let's not waste any time and just pop this bad boy open. So this is the 19 Crimes Cali Rosé, and you can see from the top there, it's got this really cool capsule around it, once again with Snoop's signature, but this time in pink. And I'm actually noticing what seems to be like this cool little capsule on top. Like, looks like sort of a lion crest or something like that. I can't really make it out. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not. I haven't really seen that in conjunction with other 19 Crimes wines. Okay, and then in the bottle, of course, the first thing I see is sort of this, almost looks like a stained glass type of glass here. It looks kind of like a marble. And it reminds me, just the way that it looks in here, I don't know if you've ever seen those like cream sakes. It kind of reminds me, it has like that cream sake look in there, like it's gonna be a milky in there somehow. But of course we know it's rosé, so it's just kind of interesting. The label is pretty much the same as the Cali Red wine. It's got Snoop's picture on there, and then it's got all this like redacted info that, I don't know, I wonder what name that is there. Snoop Dogg Cali Red, alcohol 10.5, so it's an easy 10.5, and it's a 2020 vintage, so it's gonna be a fairly young, fresh wine. The back just talks a little bit about the story. It's the same exact story that was on the Cali Red, so I'll leave a link to that video if you want to check that one out first. But without further ado, let's pop this open. Okay, let's just get this poured out here. Okay, this is actually pretty cool. I'm loving the color. Actually, I kind of like the color a little bit better as it was coming out of the bottle because it looked more like that sort of peachy, sort of almost orange copper, pale salmon kind of thing going on that looked like a legit rosé, but in the glass, it is actually much more of a sort of flamingo pink there. Yeah, it's pretty flamingo pink. Okay, and as I poured it, I also saw like tiny little bubbles rise up to the top as well. So it is actually a really pretty pink. Is it me or does it seem a little bit more watery towards the bottom of the bowl here? Like all the coloration sort of comes up to the top of the rim and the body gets a little bit watery there. You know what this reminds me of? That the last time I saw this flamingo pink, I'll leave a link to my old favorites wine video, and this reminds me a little bit of Behringer's White Zinfandel, so I'm getting the sense that I'm gonna get a whole lot of like Jolly Rancher watermelon kind of flavors going on here. But let's just, is there anything else to say about the color here or the body of the wine? As I turn my glass, it's got super light viscosity. I'm really not getting any legs on there at all. So at least we know it's not syrup, right? But this should probably be really light and crisp. Let's just give it a shot. Cheers, winos. Forgot to take the nose. Oh yeah, this is definitely like Behringer's White Zinfandel, quite a bit. Okay, I'll be honest with you, the nose actually does end up being very perfumey and springs from the glass. I'm actually more impressed with the nose than I thought I would be. It's pretty big, and it is certainly all of those sort of like red pretty fruits and a lot of red florals in there. I looked up on the website and it was like listed basically every red fruit from cherry to strawberry and like red flowers and stuff, and it certainly is all that. It has like an artificial condition, so that's why I say sort of like that Jolly Rancher candy, sort of perfumey aromatics that come from it. But let's go ahead and see what this tastes like. Oh, okay. First and foremost, it's pretty good. Okay, this is not like your Provence, right? This is not your high-end rosé for sure. This is certainly a sweet treat, but it's a fun wine. I have to tell you, the first thing I noticed right away was, yeah, it is definitely a sweet treat. I am getting tons of watermelon on this, and also as I was taking that sip, I could see into the glass, and I could even see, I don't know if you can see that, that looks like, oh crap, I'm spilling it all over myself. That is, pretty sure that's residual sugar in there, and yeah, this is just, it does taste sort of like a mouthful of sugar. It's light-bodied, it's not like syrup. It kind of reminds me of a wine cooler. I don't know if you remember wine coolers, but it definitely just tastes sort of like a watermelon wine cooler. Now, the only thing I have to say in the negative for this, besides it not being a serious wine, and there's nothing wrong with it not being a serious wine, fun wines are fun wines. This is at the $15 price range, and Beringer's White Zinfandel is just as good, and it's about $6. And also wine coolers, I think it's still like a pack of 12 for like 10 bucks or something like that. But this is in the $15 price range. I can't say that it's made any better than Beringer's White Zinfandel, but it certainly is sort of just a fun wine. Let's just hop into the website real quick and see if we can learn anything else that's interesting. All right, let's go to 19crimes.com. Okay, popping in the first thing, you've got Snoop right away, holding his Cali Rosé there. That's pretty cool. And let's discover Cali Rosé. Okay, as I enter here, there he is drinking a glass, and there it is, the gorgeous. It is actually a really cool presentation. I do quite like that. So let's see. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. That it really does go into sort of like every flavor note possible. And I'm not sure that I got all these flavors. Let's see. It says ripe strawberry notes, along with delicate floral and rose petal aromas, fruit-forward notes of fresh raspberry, strawberry, red cherry, pleasant mouthfeel with balanced acidity and sweetness. So I would say that I disagree. Look, the wine, I actually like the wine. Let's be clear about that. I actually do like this wine, but it is definitely not balanced. It is fruit forward, I'll agree with that, but it's really all about that really sweet condition of fruit and all of that residual sugar with it as well. Cool, and that's it. There goes, that's the old one. So not that much on the website about it. It doesn't really talk about the varietals. It doesn't talk about the vineyard or anything like that. So yeah, this is just gonna be an easygoing rosé, and it is very much that. Okay, so there you have it, winos. So that was a super quick one today, but I just really had to check this out. Like I said, the Cali Red was super popular. Thanks to all you winos for all your support. So hopefully this video does okay as well. But certainly it's worth it just for the gimmick. It's fun. It would be cool to have on the table. It's also just kind of a neat collectible. I wouldn't mind just having this hanging out like unopened on a shelf somewhere. It's just really cool, especially if you're a fan. And I would say that this is for anybody who just likes like sweet wines and just likes, for example, my wife had a sip and she really loved it because it's just sort of a fun, fresh, fruity treat. So I know this is not going to be for the wine connoisseur, but it really is just enjoyable. All right, I know that was a pretty quick one, but thank you so much, winos, for joining me. And if you enjoyed what you saw here today, please leave me a like. That helps so much. Don't forget to share this video with your wine friends. And until next time, winos, drink safe and drink well. Cheers.
The wine connoisseur.